Today, Coaster fans, we have a great park battle lined up for you guys today. We're talking the King of Six Flags Parks versus the King of the Cedar Fair Parks. We're talking the names of the parks: Six Flags Great Adventure versus Cedar Point. These are two excellent parks and two of my most favorite parks out there. Some people may think that Six Flags Magic Mountain and Cedar Point are their most favorite parks. However, Six Flags Great Adventure and Cedar Point are my most favorite parks. Six Flags Great Adventure houses an excellent lineup, while Cedar Point is widely considered one of the best, if not the best park out there. And Six Flags Great Adventure is the same as Cedar Point's. So we are going to do a great park battle, and we're going to start with the roller coasters, then get into the thrill rides, and just do other park perks. The two world-class wooden roller coasters, El Toro and Mean Streak. Now, Mean Streak is a very much of a classic, which is why it's world-class. However, El Toro is much more newer, and also El Toro has great airtime hills, a great drop, great intensity. Just everything about El Toro is great, which is why we're gonna, without a doubt, give the 3 points to El Toro. Starting off Great Adventure, 3-0. The two B&M inverts, Batman the Ride clones or Raptor. Now, Batman the Ride really goes for either of the parks to put up against Raptor, and Raptor is a very original B&M invert, and also it's a very, very great B&M invert. It has a great layout. It dominates the midway at Cedar Point. It's very much in the beginning of the park. It roars so loud you could hear it at the end of the park. It's probably the loudest roller coaster in the park, and it's easily one of the best B&M inverts out there. It is very fun, and it's awesome. That's why we're going to give the 2 points to Cedar Point. The two floorless roller coasters, Bizarro and Rougarou. Now, Rougarou is not open yet, so I give the props for that, so I'm not trying to be unfair. But, however, Mantis had a very strong layout, and Rougarou, as the Mantis floorless coaster, I should say, is going to be a very cool floorless coaster. Maybe not even one of the best out there, but it's still going to provide some really good elements now, and it's going to provide a much more enjoyable and epic experience. Bizarro, on the other hand, involves a great enjoyable experience and a great theming with some great elements to it. And you have the fire, the shields. You have a pretty cool storytelling about Bizarro. Everything else of the ride, like the station, isn't really decked out with theming, but it's still a better, more enjoyable ride than what Rougarou is going to seem to be. The Mine Trains, Runaway Mine Train and Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Cedar Creek Mine Ride is going to easily take this one, period. It's a much more tame and smooth family ride. Kid Coasters, Wilderness Run and Roadrunner. Roadrunner is going to take this point because Roadrunner is a much more tame kids coaster, while Wilderness Run is just kind of bland. Roadrunner actually provides a really cool kid experience. Two more family coasters, Blackbeard's Lost Treasure Train and Woodstock Express. Blackbeard's Lost Treasure Train is going to take this one too. In the very back, you're going to get a pretty intense experience actually, because making a little bit more towards the thrill side, because it kind of whips you over those hills and turns. But other than that, it's a much more enjoyable family ride. Woodstock Express has a somewhat relation to it, but Blackbeard's Lost Treasure Train is just a tad more superior. Now we're almost done with the roller coaster category. We're talking Nitro and Magnum XL 200. Now this is kind of a tough one, but then again it also isn't. Nitro is a B&M. Magnum is an aerodynamics hypercoaster. It's also the first coaster to reach 200 feet. And Nitro is a B&M hypercoaster, and it's awesome. We're going to give the 3 points to Nitro. Finally, the strata coasters of the park, Top Thrill Dragster and King the Ka. King the Ka, although it's the world's tallest coaster and the fastest in the continent, it still has those shoulder restraints, which really takes away from the ride. Top Thrill Dragster provides a lot more free time to it, and it also is just a much more enjoyable experience, that means. So we're going to give 3 points to Top Thrill Dragster. Cedar Point has quite a few extra coasters that are nothing alike than Six Flags Great Adventure. Cedar Point will gain 11 points. Maverick, Millennium Force, Wicked Twister, Iron Dragon, Gemini, and Gatekeeper. And this will total up to 11 points. Six Flags Great Adventure will also gain 6 points. You have the Dark Knight, Skull Mountain, Superman, and Green Lantern. Now the points have drastically changed, making the points 17 to 15.5. Now Cedar Point is in the lead by 1.5. The Drop Towers, Zumanjaro, Drop of Doom, and Power Tower. This is simple. Zumanjaro, Drop of Doom wins. Not much explaining. Six Flags Great Adventure has extra thrill rides too, so they're going to gain another 7 points. Daredevil Dive, Slingshot Twister, Buccaneer, El Diablo, the newest thrill ride, and Skyscreamer. Cedar Point has some extra thrill rides too. You have more thrill rides actually, so we're going to give Cedar Point 8 points. Max Air, Ocean Motion, Skyhawk, Slingshot, Witches, and Wing Seeker, which is Wheel Witches. So now the points are 23 to 21.5. Cedar Point's still in the lead by 1.5. Now the location. This isn't really the appearance that I'm talking about. This is actually where the park location is. Six Flags Great Adventure is going to take the cake for this one. Six Flags Great Adventure is in a pretty better location because it's in between two insanely popular cities, being Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and New York City. The extra attractions. They both have extra attractions at the park, actually. Safari Off-Road Adventure makes the Six Flags Great Adventure Park the largest theme park in the world, or amusement park, because this isn't really a theme park. And the beach at Cedar Point, known as Lake Erie, is also an extra attraction. So we're going to give each park 2 points. So now making the scores change 2 points each. 25 to 24.5. The winner has been determined. Winning by only half a point is very impressive. Cedar Point. Cedar Point has been determined my most favorite park and is definitely deserving the title of one of the best, if not the best, amusement park out there. It has a great collection of roller coasters and just rides overall. However, Six Flags Great Adventure is my most favorite park that I've been to, and it's easily, without a doubt, my second most favorite park that's on my list. Six Flags Magic Mountain and Six Flags Great Adventure, to me, is a no contest. Six Flags Great Adventure would really kind of win. However, that would kind of beg to differ to Six Flags Magic Mountain fanboys, but I'm not going to get into that. That would be another time. But Cedar Point and Six Flags Great Adventure are very close call theme parks. They're both great, and that's why Cedar Point only won by half. They're such close call great theme / amusement parks that only by half a point's very impressive. Six Flags Great Adventure really almost caught up to them and almost made it a tie. That would have been insane. We would have to add on an extra category to that. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be seeing that this coaster season and upcoming ones. So that's why I've determined Cedar Point the goal.